Pascal?
Extremely noticeable how sharp and roll up last week. It's not just an obvious kind of reaction to a bit of time off, but perhaps as the shadow of his future given a different vibe since he came back.
I don't know about 100%, but he's in a really good shape, and it's yes, he's happy to be here, and of course all these kind of things, as clear as it was for him, and I said a couple of times for me that in the end we will get this deal over the line, but it's still an open thing, and everybody talks about it and stuff like this. We are humans; it's distract us. That's how it is. But I didn't see that it distracted him a lot, to be honest. Mo had one of the most intense seasons ever. With the African Cup and all the games and stuff like we always talk about. We played 64 games, stuff like this. We had some players who played a tournament in between as well, which is absolutely ridiculous. And so after a few weeks holiday, Mo is always full of power, full of energy. He's coming back and came back in a good shape. And yes, knowing where he will be for, I wouldn't say the rest of his career, because he's probably a player who can play much longer, but for the next very, very important years of his career, yes, that gave all of us a boost, and him as well. You're right, he looked really sharp. He looked good in the whole preseason, to be honest. And let's hope that long may it continue. It would be really cool.
And everybody's talking about Haaland, Núñez coming in, and do you think he'll be somebody who'd be motivated by that to kind of go out and score more than that?
Maybe, but that's just talks. You should not think that all the things you make up as a story get immediately important to us. It's kind of, there's new strikers are coming. So in Germany, Lewandowski left. Who will win that's what they discussed. There might some players who think, I don't know. So people are motivated by different things. I think the biggest motivation is to win football games and to score. That's definitely the case. So I don't think he thinks a lot about other players, and have a look there how often they score. That might be in May, when he has hopefully 34 or 5 and the others have 32. Both. Then maybe, but before I can see that.
Andy?
You just mentioned about Mo's contract there. Does it, as in maybe helping him, does it help you and the team to have that potential distraction removed from a season, from whatever you're trying to achieve this season?
Oh, it's of course much better than if there would be an ending contract next summer. Mo would have been the same person. I'm 100% sure he could have pushed that aside, as long as we are only with us. But again, the world out there does not stop asking. And that's a problem what we are constantly facing. So if you ask me how is he in training, what do you mean? Because his contract is ending. You ask the player, his teammates, how is he in training? Well, yesterday was all right, the day before not so good. These things, yes, it helps. It must much better to know exactly as much as possible about even the season after, than only that 1 year. But in the year itself, it's not that relevant. To be honest, I worked together with players that an ending contract, and I couldn't see that for one day. And I would have been, as a player, probably would have been more influenced by the fact that I don't know where I am next year than these players were. If it was Gini, if it was Emre Can, if it was Lewandowski, and stuff like this at Dortmund, and these kind of things, it's not. These boys are real professionals. So, but we live in a world where everything is important, and where we face questions all the time. We have to answer, and when you give an answer, you realize that you think about it, and that's different. We don't have to think about it because we know exactly where we all will be.
Dave, and then the last one to Dom.
You said it was the most intense season ever, and obviously that clearly impacted on all the players in the end, because you can't sustain that level over all those games. But do you think that was the biggest influence on Mo, and the fact that he's I'm not saying his performance dropped dramatically, but his goal scoring dropped off.
It's just all the stuff is a bit short-sighted. So I work with players together for now more than 20 years, and I wish when they play their best game, I wish always, come on, and that's until the end of the season. I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% sure, but I think last year, October, November, December, Sadio was not scoring that much. And everyone was talking about that. And half a year later he leaves and says, oh my God, how will we survive without him scoring goals all the time? So it's just always like this. But until December, Mo scored a lot. So that's what we need. We need always to be one in this mood, or more. It's like 3-4 players who, for them, it feels easy in that moment to finish situations for us off, because we know that's important. Obviously, whatever we create, somebody has to do the last touch. So that's really important. But so the difference between the two was definitely that one won the African Cup of Nations. So that's I couldn't see a bit. But of course, that's different. If you do the hardest job you can do, and in the end you succeed, or you build a house and you work every day hard, and in the end there's a house, it's wonderful, or you build a house and when you arrive, the storm put it away. So you did the same job, but one gives you energy and the other one takes energy. So we cannot avoid these kind of things. So he was, from my point of view, in a brilliant shape, but maybe not at 100%, maybe it was 99, 98%, and that's sometimes enough. But he played really good football for us, and was very important for us. And that we didn't win the two competitions, I think we were in the final good enough to win it, either way. So, but we didn't. And in the league it was the same. We didn't drop points or whatever because of one or the other. No, we scored enough goals. We scored a lot of goals. It's not like this. But of course, we're all influenced by things around us. We cannot change that. So we are not different to any other people.
Finally, Dom.
Yeah, it was just a spin-off from Canate. You've got Joe Gomez waiting in the wings. It's not like there's short of quality in reserve, but it's going to be a big season for Joe after signing his contract. It'd be nice for him to have a clear run of things. There's been so much stop-start for the last couple of years.
For Joe, it's most important that he stays fit, so and that's what we try to help him with all we can. So because that was the stop and go situation. It's not that he was like fit from the first day and I didn't pick him just for a quality reason. That was never the case. And when he was constantly fit, he played an awful lot of games. And so we all know that last year we could rotate like crazy between the three of them. In the beginning was Joey not fit, and then when he became fit and worked really well, there are always reasons. So if he stays fit, then everything will be fine for him. He's an outstanding player. Yes, he needs rhythm, like we all need rhythm, and we try to give him that. That's clear. And yes, the good news is that when you have a massive blow, like it is with Ibu, you need to have solutions, and our solution is the moment, the situation we have. So we are still there, but how I said, always the same. You need to be lucky with injuries, because we are very self-critical and think about what could we have done differently. But there were pretty much all, apart from the contact injuries, which always can happen, there were good reasons for, and which we couldn't influence. So that's the case for now. It's all okay for the moment, but Joey committed his future to this club, so I can't see why the next year should be so important for him to prove what he doesn't have to prove us. I wanted him to stay here. He's a top player, and he will play football games for Liverpool, definitely.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
See you.